Oh,
conference.
hi.
Hey,
Um,
divas.
We want to introduce right off the bat the very special guest we
yeah.
have this week. Nidhi, you want to say some words?
Oh, it's the designing diva, the seamstress, the future of drag, a social media icon, Twink Trash. I
Oh
mean,
my
just with
Oh my
Twink.
God. Thank you so much for having me. I am a fan of the pod. I am a listener of the pod. I am here with my machine, which is new, by the way, and I sew and I listen to the pod. So I'm like
No
so happy to be
way.
here. I feel like I don't get a ton of opportunity to like speak and just like have fun and be silly because everything I post online is so like, this is how I constructed the
Yeah.
garment and the references are 18th century, you know? But actually,
Yeah.
I'm stupid and have bad opinions that'll blow up the internet. So
Oh,
I'm going to say something
honestly,
inflammatory.
Oh my
we are
gosh.
excited. We
Thanks.
love that.
We love the
And
drama.
I mean, see, the thing is, I didn't know if you wanted to be on the pod or anything. So when you like reached out, and I was like, oh, because we did talk about, me and Amanda would talk about like,
Oh,
oh, we would
yeah.
love to have Twink on. And so when you like asked, and I was like, oh, yeah, obviously. So honestly,
Mhm.
like, we'd love to have you on again and again and again, because this podcast is probably going to go like 100 years. So
Okay,
we would
damn.
love to
Well,
have you.
don't promise anything yet because I could be terrible. I could ruin the whole thing. So what if it's bad and I'm like, I can't wait to come back, and you are like, yeah, you could come out for Down Under season 3. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. No, this is going to sound so annoying, but I have been following you on my personal account forever on TikTok since I just love the TikTok. And then
Yeah.
I started doing the Play Nashville TikTok, and then you followed that account back. And I was like, oh my God,
Mhm.
they follow me on an account. Yes.
Oh my God. Okay, well, great job. Because like
Oh,
there
thank
isn't
you.
any other like club, any queer space that is doing
Yeah.
promotion, but still like integrating it within the scene and like community.
Yeah.
Like it's
Yeah.
so fierce. It's really, really good. Yeah.
Oh
So
my
probably
gosh,
you.
thank you.
You're
Thank you.
welcome.
How have you been? Yeah, but I want to ask people because I have something. So I want to
You
ask
want to talk
people,
about
how was
yourself, so
their
you're
week?
asking so people politely
No,
ask you
because
about
Yeah,
something
exactly.
really, something really extra happened to me, and I need attention. Okay.
Okay, yeah, wait,
It,
what then?
um, uh, I was caught in the throes of fire. It was crazy.
What
It was
what
wild.
of what fire? Of what context?
Wait, no, I tweeted about it.
Are
It
you
was like
saying that there was a fire at your apartment building and you
Oh,
had to evacuate?
nothing.
there
Yes.
was, there was.
You
It
are a
was so
victim. I
scary.
forgot. No, that's like
And
legitimately terrifying.
and I'm laughing because I don't have social cues. I'm really bad. I laugh
No,
when
fair.
there's like traumatic event that happens.
Mhm.
So I woke up, just I had gone to sleep at like 7 a.m. and I woke up around like 8:30 with just like a bad feeling. You know how sometimes like you just have that bad feeling. So I woke up and I was like, something's wrong. And then it didn't register until like 10 minutes later that I realized that the fire alarm was going off. And our building is very extra. So the fire alarm goes off all the time because some drunk person always be pulling it. So
Yeah.
I just didn't think of
That's
anything.
a
I was like, you know
felony.
what? It is what it is. And then somebody on the group chat like of the building sends get out. And I was like, oh, this is scary. So I do what every Asian person does. I grabbed my keys and was like, if I'm going out, I'm going to be locking my apartment door.
Uh,
So I got out, I locked my door, and the entire hallway was filled with smoke, like to the point where I couldn't see anything. It was really, and I coughed my way out of the building. It took me like 10 minutes to just get out. It was really bad. And I found out that the apartment right in front of mine had burnt down, and somebody unfortunately passed away. It was really
oh my
bad.
God.
And
Oh.
it like whenever I talk about it, like it feels like I'm trying to get attention, which is not, but it's just so scary. Like I'm still scared. It's every time I go out, it's scary. I hope
Yeah.
nothing, like nobody has that happen to them because
Yeah.
that's
No,
traumatic.
you're not asking,
Anyways,
you're
That's
not trying to
huge.
get attention. You're trying to like honestly me rebranding what you just said. Like you're literally giving basically a PSA to other people to be careful and listen for alarms and be
yeah,
careful and stop, drop, and roll. all the 9
Yeah.
yards that they taught you in school.
It was, yeah.
Yeah.
That's
No.
And
scary.
the
Ugh.
funny thing is, when I got out, I walked. I thought, oh, I'm going to take the shorter way out. I'm going to go through the garage. I'm going to get out. But then I realized I walked towards the fire. So I walked towards the apartment building that was burning. And then I halfway through, and I was like, oh, I see the fire. I think it's better to go the opposite way. So I just turned around and walked. It's just crazy.
Well, I'm just glad you're alive and safe and your apartment's
Same. Like,
okay.
I don't have anything to like add. Like, oh my God, so happy you're okay. And of course, you should be able to talk about that because that's legitimate trauma. Like, you don't
Literally.
have to like pass away in a fire to still have trauma
Yeah.
about that situation. Like, that is so frightening. And to like wake up
Mhm.
to be in the throes of like a nap and then like not like conscious of it. Like, that's so freaky.
It
That's
was really
scary.
crazy. Thankfully, like nothing happened to like my apartment or me, but it's really sad
Mm,
because the fire like spread up rather than like spreading like this. Apparently, that's what they were saying.
Mhm.
sure.
So it's scary. It was
Mhm.
really
Well,
scary.
I'm glad
Ugh.
you're safe.
Anyways, topic change. Let's talk about drag. That's
It's fierce. It's
Yeah.
fierce and fun.
There's- I remember joking. Can we joke about the trauma? Is it too soon? When I said when the group chat when this happened, I said, Arson, what are you doing in LA?
oh.
Gag.
It was so like they had like detectives come in because we were like sitting outside for like a while and there was like detectives like arson department came in and they were like investigating. It was really crazy. It was like wild.
Oh
There's
my
just
gosh.
yeah.
Yes, but we'll
Anyways, though, I'm
switch.
moving out. Yeah, thankfully I'm moving out soon, so that's
Oh,
good.
Oh
fierce.
Yeah.
my gosh. Well,
It's really
we're gonna
heavy.
switch gears and ask you some cute, fun, friendly questions.
Oh, dope. Yay. I can respond to those.
Yeah, at least you
Okay.
can.
And I'm praying for you every day. Don't worry.
Oh my gosh.
Amanda, you want to ask
Yeah,
Twink a question?
first
I'll
off,
answer.
so that way I don't get canceled. As a cis woman, am I allowed to say your name?
Oh my God. Let me tell you, straight people, not y'all, obviously not y'all, but like straight people
Yeah.
thinking that twink is a slur is like
Yeah.
actually is gonna be the end of my career. Like, what the first of all, it is just like it's obviously like a grouping that queer people put themselves into.
Mhm.
My name isn't meant to be like a glorification of twinks. I chose it because
Mm.
I thought I was a comedy queen. Um,
Oh,
and which I am not.
you are. You
Shocker.
are.
I mean, everybody
You are.
laughs,
You're
but you
funny.
know, I'm a goofy queen, but not.
A little bit goofy.
Well, I'm just a little bit
I've
goofy, but
never known that
sometimes
to
I
be
get a
true.
lot goofy, and that's when you gotta watch out. I'm like, wait, watch this. You guys can't take me anywhere, and that's the thing.
Oh my god, it's just
So
such crackhead energy.
it's the real twink, like that's me. So that's what I thought I was, but then I realized I was actually beautiful and really fashionable, and I was like, ah, shit, I guess I have to be gorgeous. And I've been cursed with that ever since. But yeah, so it's
Yeah.
not a glamorization. It is a reminder of no matter how successful I get, I will always be called twink trash. So yes, you're allowed to say it, and it's meant to be
Slay.
derogatory. Yeah.
Wow.
We love to see
Okay.
it.
The Twink trash.
Mhm,
Uh,
mhm.
I just love saying your name like that. By the way,
That's
Twink
fierce.
and then trash. Um, so you're a designing queen. I mean, your
Mhm.
designs are incredible. Okay, tell me a little bit about like the process. Like, how do you start? How
Yeah,
does
yeah,
it work?
absolutely. Thank you. Yeah, I mean, um, it's grown a lot and it's changed a lot. I think that we are, you know, the boom of drag right now is so awesome, but it's definitely contextualizing like the consumption of it in a really specific way.
Yeah.
So what I'm trying to do is create like art installation pieces, and move into sort of like gallery work in a sense, because
Mhm.
the the limitations of success in drag are very tied to Drag Race, which is
Mm,
pros and cons. it's nuanced,
Mhm.
um and what I do is I want to create like immersive environments, immersive situations, immersive visuals, because I get these like ideas in my brain, and to like
Yeah.
get done with them I need to show them, to like stop thinking about them constantly. I need to like
Yeah.
touch it and feel it, because like I know the texture, I know how it's going to drape, I know how it blows in the wind, like all of that. And then when I share a person an idea or a design and their reaction isn't, oh my god, that's groundbreaking, I get pissed off, because I'm like, no, I've had the idea, so it's done. Like all I have to do is put in the work and make it. But like I could if I
Yeah.
wanted to, so why do I have to, is me being like pretentious and awful. So it's like,
Yeah.
it's just wanting to be able to like get the idea out of my brain, get it on stage, online, in a
Yeah.
space, and then I can be done with it, and then other people can talk about it. But once the piece is done, like I don't want to hear about it. I'm done.
Oh.
Yeah, it's weird. I wish I had more um, respect for my art. I mean, I do, but like like once the piece is done, it just goes in the basement, and I would love to have a gallery
Mhm.
space. I would love to do like installation work, like I was saying. But
Yeah.
right now, I live
You
in
should.
Ohio.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No.
it's the goal. I just have to. A, a rich person just needs to say, "Hey, I want to support you." And until then, I will just be creating art for the sake of art.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Until the richies give me what I
Yeah.
need.
Also,
So you
Twink, I'm a filmmaker. If I don't know if you know
Yeah,
this, but
I do know this.
I would love to work on something where we get to showcase all your designs in like a video, where we
Yeah,
do like a
yeah.
conceptual video. I would love to do that. Just
can do
saying.
Thank
press
you. No, no.
conferences out of the closet and we just
Yeah,
do a good we fly to Chicago.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, because I mean, like, I think what's so incredible about art and like drag specifically is the like collaboration and the
Hmm.
community of it. So I like absolutely
Mhm.
like that's what I want to be doing, is just like working with artists, creating other avenues and spaces that like
Yeah.
perhaps aren't explored. Because there's a very direct track for drag right now, which works for
Yeah.
I'd
Mhm.
say most people. Um, doesn't draw me in as much. So yeah,
Yeah. But speaking of
Okay.
collaboration, you
yeah.
said you were in Chicago, and the way you describe your drag as art really reminds me of our friend Utica. Have you
Oh,
ever,
duh.
have you ever like met or maybe thought about making collaborations? Because I feel like y'all would be such a cool team, and you're both based in Chicago.
So basically, at the beginning of her season, we were talking, and we kind of had some collaboration stuff actually in process. It just didn't ever like fully happen. Like
Mm.
I was entering my last year of undergrad and stuff, so it just didn't like totally
Mhm.
materialize. But yeah, I would love to, because she specifically is a person that I really resonate with, like the creation of her drag, like how she goes
Mhm.
about conceptualizing it. I think is so cool and really speaks
Yeah.
to me. So the answer is yes, I would like to, and we might.
Oh, I hope so.
Yeah, same.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Would you
we
wanna?
would like to see that, honestly. You and Utica,
Mhm.
that'd be like a match made in heaven, honestly.
I agree.
Mhm.
Also, you did Alaska Thunderfuck's drag queen of the year, right? Um
Mhm.
Tell me, what was that experience like? Because that must have been huge. That was great. Like, I saw your
Yeah,
performance.
thank you, thank you. Yeah, I mean, I'm so proud of everything I did. To be honest, the preparation process was really stressful, and I was the only person on
Mhm.
my team. I basically graduated May 10th, and then I graduated like May 2nd, and then had to fly out May 12th or something. So I had 10 days
Mm.
to
That was my
construct.
graduation.
Yeah, okay. Condragulation? I don't know, something. There's a group called
Congratulations to
something
you
there.
too.
But
We
yeah, so
graduated.
there we go. Yeah, so it was just like it was a very quick turnaround. Um, I'm really proud of my red look. I'm very proud of my talent portion. The last look I did for crowning, I don't think anyone's even seen it, because oh boy, will I not share that online. It like s-
Oh.
drag is so important to me, and drag is so like trying to think about how to answer this like specifically, but explain this specifically. But like, you know, there's the explanation that I give to like older people that don't understand the difference between transness and drag, where it's like trans is who you are, drag is what you do. And that's what I explain to people that don't
Mhm.
understand the nuance of it. But I'm definitely in between there, where drag is like demanded of me, and it's so important to me to express queerness and kind of give it like giving back like a respect to like the gift of queerness and that perspective that it gives you. And anyway, long story short, it makes me so mad to be ugly in drag because it feels so fucking disrespectful. So I felt horrible in my crowning outfit, and I just wanted to like leave. But Alaska was incredible. The crew was amazing. The experience was so awesome. I mean, I've been a fan of her since I was like 13. Like I would draw her in class. Like I had all of her albums,
Wow.
everything. And then I just
Wow.
got to like hang out with her for half a week, which was fucking amazing. And she was exactly who I hoped she'd be. Um, so yeah, overall, it was a really great experience. The prep for it was incredibly stressful, and I don't think I set myself up positively. I think that I'm very independent with my work to a fault, where I
Yeah.
will run
Mhm.
myself into the ground and not take help. And I think I just need to learn to grab the olive branch when it's extended to me.
Mhm.
But
I
also,
Yeah.
see.
one quick thing. I mean, there was like
Mhm.
shit
Yeah.
going down at this pageant. Not to, okay, well, There was like
Oh.
so much happening, so much insane bad stuff. A trigger warning, there was a dead person next door out on the sidewalk where people were supposed to line up. I mean, I don't know if I'm supposed to be
Wow.
talking about this, but
Wow.
like it's in the news. So we're
Yeah.
all
Yeah.
this is campus fuck. It'll be quick, but I I was backstage constructing my giant hoop look because it had to be shipped in like eight
Yeah.
Mhm.
pieces. So I was in like a backstage room. I had it's during sound check. So um, Alaska's on stage doing sound check. I'm in the backstage room. Then that thing happens. So everyone's out in the streets screaming stuff because we didn't know the context of like, okay, is this national
Yeah.
news? Is this a one and off thing? Do we cancel the whole show? You know, there was a lot going on, but because of that, everyone went in to lockdown. But I was backstage in a stage room, so everybody is hiding.
Yeah.
Nobody told me. So then I walk out and I'm like, Alaska, Willem, like, where is everybody? Because like they were on
Yeah.
stage with like groups of dancers and everybody. And then I go out on stage, nobody's there. And I'm just like a duck, like, hello, I'm all alone on stage, you know? And then afterwards,
Yeah.
we were doing pre-show like interviews in our dressing room, and the director asked me, okay, what was your reaction when you found out about what happened? And I was like, what happened? And she was like, a person was shot and died. And I was like, nobody told me that. And she like stormed
Wow.
from the room and just started screaming like, nobody fucking told Twink that there was a shooter. Like everyone was in lockdown, and I was like constructing my garment like
Yeah.
dreams come true tonight, da, 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 and everyone's hiding in the basement. But so that's how the
Oh
pageant
my
went for me.
god.
But it was fierce, not the shooting.
Wow. Yeah,
Yeah,
but everything else.
That's
everything
That
else
is
slays.
crazy.
insane.
Yeah, I'm the
Everything.
victim.
That is crazy.
Yeah, that's some more trauma for you. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I'm happy I like didn't experience anything. Like I became conscious of it after it was all done. So I was like, oh,
Mhm.
Yeah.
so I get an extra
Yeah.
half an hour of work, is what you're saying. Which is not funny. That was on camera that I said, and I don't think it'll make the cut. But
Oh my
Oh,
yeah, it
gosh,
was
that is
crazy.
incredible.
that was
But speaking of people like Alaska and Willem, who
Yeah.
were on Drag Race at one point in their life, everyone and their mother, since it's so mainstream, is always asking you if you want to go on Drag Race. Is that an annoying question?
From y'all, no, because I respect both of you. I know that you're both quite like
Mhm.
you are immersed and educated in drag, and I know it comes from a genuine place. I think that I roll my eyes when it's like the assumption of like you will be on Drag Race one day, but it's also like I
Mhm.
can't get mad at that because it's like you're being kind to me. Like that comes off
yeah.
as a fan, that comes off as like I think you're here, so you should also be here, and that's awesome.
Mhm.
I'm not going to pretend like I'm not trepidatious about the show,
Mhm.
about the situation. I mean, it's an awesome platform. And do I want to like
Mhm.
be on the show? Yeah. But I want to be on the show for the sake of winning and being like doing the experience. I don't think I want to be on
Mhm.
Yeah.
for the exposure. Um not like I have fame now. I mean, I'm in like Ohio right now with like $2 to my
Yeah.
name. So, but like I would love to be a point in my life when I have the cash to do it. I have the community support to do it as well, like from actual tangible hands that can help me. So I would love to do it to such a meandering question. I'm sorry. I would love to do it just for the sake of doing it. I don't want to do it to then be on the tour for Voss and like the roast tour and the
Mhm.
comedy girls. I would love to just like try to win, have that experience. I have
Literally.
the capability of creating garments, and yeah, that's awesome, and I love doing it. But I could make like probably 3 that I'd feel comfortable presenting on Drag Race in that time frame. So then I still have to
Mhm.
commission 17 garments, and I am in college debt. I mean, it's so
Yeah.
unrealistic, and I'm not gonna like do a roulette game. I'd love to be on it when I'm comfortable, and if I screw up and go home first, I will care less if I have money.
But I don't care what anybody says. My favorite TikToker queen from Rue Girl, whatever, is Kine.
Oh,
I
That
love
girl
totally.
be
I
Kine.
saying
agree. Yeah.
she be saying so many things. I don't understand it, but I love it.
Yeah.
It just goes.
Same.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right. She was talking about
I
some
love Kine.
Morbius strip. I thought it was like a waxing technique, but it was
Yeah.
not. It was some math thing.
It was like a movie, right? Superhero guy.
Yeah.
Oh,
Morbius.
Yeah.
Morbius.
Yeah, and he strips. It's
Oh, that
it's it's like, yeah,
that movie was terrible.
X videos.
Um,
Anyway.
I guess we're gonna have to move on to the episode. We were chit
Cheers.
chatting for a while.
So,
Are you
are you
enjoying this season of Drag Race? Oh, I
I
asked it, Amanda.
and I'll
right?
and I'll answer it, Amanda. God. Yeah, no, I'm loving it. I love this cast. I love the like diversion from the archetypes that they're doing. Like they're kind of giving different queens a bit more of an underdog storyline.
Yeah.
I think that they're being a bit more fair with the edit this time around, in my opinion. Was obsessed with the first 2 episodes. This episode, if I'm being totally honest, wasn't great in my opinion. Um,
Trash, like your name.
my name is Trash. Is it
Your
always
last
like
name
this
is
on
Trash.
here? This is
Yeah,
gotcha.
you're
Oh, my
extremely.
name. Anyway, it's a good show, and I think it is good. I love it. Woohoo!
I do wish the episodes were a little longer. I think
Mhm.
40 minutes. And I know that some people are saying like, oh, before season 8, season 9 was 40-minute episode, but it was
Well, did they
also
have
10
16
queens.
queens? Yeah.
Yeah, like
Exactly,
There's not enough
exactly.
time. And it's like you can
like
tell that people's stuff is getting cut. For example, Aura had one line in that made the cut. Do you think she only had one line the entire skit?
That's all she said.
Like,
Yeah, it's like
she said,
what?
yeah.
it
Like,
was
clearly there's
crazy.
so much being
And
cut. Storylines are being less loose. And I feel like this is
Yeah.
like disadvantage to the queens who are going on there because Drag Race means exposure. You don't get as clear of a storyline for them. So people who go home even earlier, you're not going to get to know them as well and not have as much of an attachment to them, which affects them in the
Hmm.
long run with the bookings and like long
Yes.
term longevity of your superstardom. Ah, just it frustrates me, and I feel so bad because I want these queens to just be able to do drag for the rest of their lives and be happy and
yeah.
be famous
Yeah.
forever, but this is not helping.
Also, if you watch like the third episode, you would not know that Anitra won episode 1 and 2. She
Sure.
got
Yeah,
no
she like
screen
isn't
time,
in it.
no uh confessional, nothing. And I was angry about that because Anitra in the confessional, I would like to see it.
I'd
Is
like to
what.
see it too. I mean, I
Hmm.
think a very smart, cool person, but also, yeah, I'd like to see it.
Yeah.
The maxi challenge was to create infomercials for a queer afterlife. What do you think about the evolution from just regular acting challenges and improv challenges to kind of incorporating them into the new, like, write the skit and perform the skit? Like, what do you think about the evolution? Do you like it or do you dislike it?
That's a great question. I prefer this. I prefer them being able to write it because it's usually better. And if it doesn't put the queens at a disadvantage, first of all, which is great.
Hmm.
I think that they should be doing it a bit farther into the season because I just can't imagine them being that comfortable yet. And with that many people on a team, with all those people in a room, they haven't gotten the flow of like, okay, we drop this into this room for confessionals, into this room to be in drag for the runway. Da, da, da. You know, I feel like once they get into the flow, it could be a bit easier. Because in my opinion, it just felt a bit disjointed. Like it almost felt like production didn't give them a proper
Agree.
explanation for the challenge. I mean, when I watched it, I didn't understand that they were trying to um,
Honestly.
product something.
For me, I did like that they got to write it. Um, it definitely also creates a lot of tension and dramatic moments that uh, works out, especially if it's early in the season and the girls don't know each other yet. Um, that there was a little moment between Jax and Sugar in the episode, which I didn't think of it as like a big deal, but apparently on Twitter it's being labeled as such. People are
The
going
12-year-olds
off.
went mad on Twitter.
Well, as they
Yeah,
always do. They've been pissed recently. Like, what the fuck are we
yeah,
supposed to do? Like, hold hands and like sing? I don't know.
honestly. And people have been going on at Jax like she physically removed Sugar away, and I'm like, did we watch the same thing? All she did was like, I'm moving you to this seat. She didn't even touch her. Like it was literally, it wasn't even like there was nothing. And the way people are like, oh,
Sure.
it was so traumatic, nobody liked me. So okay, somebody wrote a whole dissertation on my tweet saying, oh, because when I was young people would bully me, and
It's all
they were
about them.
nasty at me, and it kind of created that a traumatic experience, and I saw that and I
Okay.
was reminded of that, and I was like, maybe they bullied you because you were a terrible person. Maybe they bullied you because you were wearing a I'm sorry, like I was bullied too, but the thing is, like, you're doing too much. Using this as
Right.
an excuse to hate on drag queens, like, be
Yeah,
fucking for real here.
for real. Yeah,
That's just
exactly.
maybe the bullies bullied you because you were a nasty. Have you ever heard about that? Like, have you ever thought about that? No,
I,
because you only
I don't
think
know
about
about all
yourself.
that. Yeah,
Just
Yeah,
I
maybe
don't know.
this
It's
is
just
like
fair.
chronically online. It might be
Yeah,
more like chronically
exactly.
online issue.
I think that, yeah, like contextualizing that about yourself, but specifically like demonizing Jax against Sugar is like we're not stupid. Like that obviously is
yeah,
like based on race. Like if that was a white girl, it would not come off that way at all. Like I agree that it was like
exactly,
rude, but also context. They're on Drag Race episode 3 and they have to write a script and film it and
exactly.
do it all in like 2 hours. I would be crying.
Hmm.
Like if I was rude,
Honestly,
that would be the best thing I was that day. You know, like
Yeah.
at least she like had the context to like see through it and do something about it. Because I think the
Yeah.
twins come from a bit of a perspective where like they're just having fun, which I think is actually awesome. I think that people should be doing that more
yeah.
in drag. But in that situation, I agree. I would have also been frustrated.
I did a
Yeah.
video on this, which I made for, private, by the way, because I hated the comments.
Yeah.
Somebody was
Mm.
really saying that apparently Irene or Poppy, one of them, in the Roscoe's viewing party, said that Jax was screaming and they cut that out. And I'm like, why are you angry at something that was cut out? As an
Sure.
audience, we didn't
Right.
even
Yeah.
see that. So y'all are mad at something like that happened allegedly that was cut out.
Allegedly is
And
the
I'm like,
word.
right? Like, I can start a rumor now that Irene called me a slur, and people will hate on her because I just said so. Like, I don't get it. It's like just trying to find a way to hate on Jax by just pulling shit out of the ass at this point. I don't like
Sure.
that. The
Right.
vibes have been so off. Ever since like the season aired, the vibes have been off. I don't know what it is in the fandom. Something's
I
shifted.
agree, but honestly, I think the vibes have always been off.
Always been bad.
As a drag
Always
queen,
been bad.
I don't know. I mean, I always have to I always have to give thanks. I profit from it as does every other drag artist, but
Same.
like, dear God, can we just like do drag? Like, I love though that drag queens are being mean again. Like, fierce, bring
Yeah.
it back.
Yes.
I love that the girls are
Cornbread.
being unkind, tweeting at people. I love when a
Agreed.
mean fan will like comment something on a drag queen's post, and then the drag queen will respond to that, and the fan has the gall to be like, oh, how dare you?
How
You
dare
don't know what
yeah.
type of day I was having. It's like because this person's on TV, they're like an entity that can take all. It's so silly.
Yeah.
It
It's
is
really
ridiculous.
crazy. And like they were hating on drag queens, and then now I think they've had enough of hating on drag queens, and now they're hating on people who talk about drag
Well,
queens.
it's so funny.
You.
I've seen, yeah, I'm so sorry, first of all. I pray for you every night, like I already said. And I like, it's interesting to see like the balance you have to strike as like an influencer, specifically as like a commentator about a show, where it's like you have like for your own brand, for your own profit, you have to be everywhere, you have to be on top of everything. But then if you're on everyone's feed all the time, oh, then you're annoying, then
Yeah.
you're always like in everyone's business. So it's like, what balance can
Yeah.
I have? And the truth is like there's no balance. To be an influencer, to be a content creator, you just have to be comfortable that majority of people will think the strategies of which are annoying. And that's why I don't tweet anymore.
Yeah.
It's because I'm like, I don't think
It's
people need to hear my opinion. I can have my opinion and shut the fuck up. Not that that's the right answer. I just got really
yeah.
tired of like 12-year-olds being like, actually, it's because like you've never been to a club
Yeah.
before. How do you pin a wig?
Exactly.
No,
You know?
it's hilarious when people have the
Yeah.
audacity.
Yeah,
When I
and I always
got
do.
the like the PR box, the amount of hate I got for getting a PR box, I was like,
And
it
it's
was just a
jealousy.
box.
That's what it is. Because they want a PR box from RuPaul. You know, they want the applause from Drag Race to say we see you. Because I'm a
Yeah.
fan too. Why don't I get this? So fucking
Mm,
weird.
Right.
that's
We're all
true.
victims, is what
Also,
I'm trying to say.
somebody
Fame
said,
is a prison.
how come did you get a PR box when I worked on the show? And I was like, what do you want me to do about that? Like
Why don't
somebody
you
like they really
ask?
were in my comments, and I was like, you want me to
What
what,
answer
talk to
could
Yeah.
you
Wildcast?
have to that? You'd be like, well, I just called
Exactly.
RuPaul and it says because she actually hates you and you're a bitch. Like what answer could possibly fulfill that quandary that doesn't suck, you know? Quandary. Oh my
Yeah,
God, look at
it's
me. I have brain all in here. It doesn't
Oh my
tease.
gosh. It's the college showing. We love
Yeah,
it.
exactly.
Oh my gosh.
crazy.
Well, let's keep moving into this episode.
Sure.
So there were 3 infomercials. Which one was your favorite and why?
Me? Oh, yeah, sorry.
Mhm.
Yeah, I thought Team One, who was Team
Mm,
Anitra, right? I mean, that was
yeah.
first of all felt a bit unfair the way she just got to choose her whole team, but that's like basically the exact team I would have chosen. Besides,
Yeah.
I would have added Mistress because like what the fuck? She's like my favorite
Funny.
drag
Yeah.
queen in the world right now. It's
I love
insane. I'm
Mistress.
like
Her.
I have not been as obsessed with the drag queen as I have been with her since forever, and it's not just because of her drag, it's because of her attitude, the way she
Mm,
understands just
Mhm.
the banter of it all. I think she is the reason drag queens are being mean again because she's making it cool. And I genuinely mean that. I know it's a fucked up sentence, but like, I just think it's awesome. Um, but yeah, I think that first team was the team. And then the team that Amethyst chose, I definitely felt was a bit of a struggle
Mhm.
just cohesion wise. And I question why she
yeah.
chose it from the jump because she had all the opportunity in the world, right?
True.
Mhm.
Oh my
She did
God.
go second. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I agree. I think the first group was really good. The second group was unfunny. I feel like their ideas weren't quite structured well. Like as a joke, some of the jokes did go a little too long. There
Mhm.
was like not proper timing, and obviously some of it was definitely influenced by the way episode was edited because it was a short episode.
Yeah.
Um,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, so there wasn't as funny. And the third one, I was just confused throughout. I thought the third one, in my opinion, was the worst one because I was kind of confused as to like what it was going. I get that
Mm-hmm.
it's like a look-alike thing, but I just didn't
Mm.
get it. And
Mm-hmm.
it's such a it's such a easy, like you could do it, go down the easy route and do like a funny skit like what group one did, yada yada yada,
Yeah.
these are the amenities. It would have been better if they just went the straightforward route, but I think because there were so many ideas that it didn't turn out as good. So my least
Sure.
favorite was the third one. That's
I
Yeah.
what I would say.
absolutely agree with you, and I think it hinges almost. I mean, this is just part of it. Obviously, I don't have the answer. I don't have any context of what goes on in the show, but I think what a ton of queens are doing right now within the show is almost like trying to outsmart it. And it feels like that
Mhm.
team was like, oh, everybody else is going to do the infomercial shtick. So we have to do something to be different. But it feels like with RuPaul, she just has the things she likes. And if she gives you the
Yeah,
challenge, the majority of the time, just do the challenge as written. You know,
Right.
exactly.
Right.
I just think she just wants to see her queens do exactly what she asked them to do, which is fair. It's her TV show.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. For me, my favorite was also the first one, the first skit with Anitra and Sasha Colby. I thought that was the most put together script wise. I was mad at the second one because I just know there was no way they actually only gave Aura one line. The theme was also
Literally.
pastels. I'm very hyper focused on my friends'
Of course you
performances
are.
when it comes to
Yeah.
this season, so I'm so biased this year. Well, I was last year too with Georgie, but like,
Aw,
but
yeah.
I also the theme was pastels for them, I guess. So Aura's wearing like the I'm homophobic dress, and I'm like, that is,
Yeah,
I know
Yeah.
that's not
Poppy's
yours. And
dress.
I was like, this is not your aesthetic. I feel weird watching this.
No.
But I mean, they did a good job, but I was again pretty pissed that they didn't show Aura speaking really at all.
Yeah.
Which causes more online backlash, which makes me angry. And then
Of
the third one,
course.
yeah, it was bad, but I really appreciated the Sugar's character because I feel like that's how
Mm.
I'm often perceived when I was working so heavily back at the club in
Well,
Nashville. Like, I had a lot of people. Okay, let me go on my soapbox. I had a lot of people
No,
that
go
loved
for it.
me. A lot of the queens love me there, but there are just some people, whether they're queens or like patrons, who just see me
oh,
and scream
arson.
like
Yeah.
drag.
Yeah, that's,
Yeah, totally arson. Arson and I are enemies. But like
I
getting
heard
called
she's
a
such a
drag
bully.
hag by other queens, I make every move I make. I love being at play. Anyway,
Oh,
but
sure.
it's awful when I'll be working with someone and I'm extremely intentional about every step I make backstage, every move, every word I
Mm.
say, and like the TikTok I choose for them is so
No,
100% intentional. So that way I have their respect, and then just to be let them be like drag hag just because I'm one of the very few like women that work at the at I worked at the bar. It was just it's frustrating.
exactly.
So I liked to see like I saw that and I was like, oh my god, they're making fun of how people see me, and I don't know. I connected with it so much, and I was like, I know the script was bad, but I really related to Sugar's character, except because that's how I'm perceived as a woman, um,
Totally.
Mm.
over there.
No, that's
But
so fucking real. It's so frustrating to see women get like demonized and their like queerness and community stripped from them by gay men who are primarily in the front row on their fucking phone. But the gay men feel
mhm,
so fucking entitled to these spaces and these communities and these conversations when they're the ones giving no output, no
right.
they add nothing. That is a very broad
True.
statement, but I think
Mhm,
your experience is such a genuine one that so many women experiences in queer spaces where it should be the fucking
mhm,
opposite of that. Like, how stupid.
right.
Honestly.
Yeah.
But we'll see how it keeps going.
Sorry.
But yeah.
Sorry to be like,
No,
that just
no,
pisses
no.
me
I
off.
really, I do like, I genuinely appreciate that because it's like it's
No, you don't
important to
have to.
hear
It's
other
fine.
people like actually like support like, hey, like women should be allowed here, especially if they're respectful. And it's like I'm kissing everyone's
Yeah.
asses because I love them so much, you know. But who do you think, Twink Trash? Who do you think did the best, and who do you think did the worst in
Mhm.
your professional opinion?
Sasha. I mean, like there was really no competition. I think that she had a shtick, which is specifically with Drag Race, to have a thing that you do, look over there, break my neck, all that, you know, awesome,
Mhm.
so smart.
Ah,
I look over
that
there,
was good.
exactly. Yeah, I just think that she destroyed it. I loved. Oh God, if I'm being so real, I didn't remember a lot of people, but I think it was the edit, and I was drunk, but it was definitely the edit. Um, yeah, the one person that really stood out was Sasha, and I thought Selena was great. I'm a stan for her. I could be
Oh,
biased, but
Selena,
Mhm.
I thought
yes.
she really stood out. I think her personality takes up every room that she's in the best way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right,
I,
What did
I
agreed.
y'all
also
think?
agree. I think Sasha was really good. Um, Sasha, and I also really like Sugar. Like you said,
Me
like I
too.
think she committed to the bit.
Oh yes.
Her performance was, like, I think, really good. It worked out.
Yeah,
The
agreed.
worst, though. Who do you think was the
Yeah.
worst?
Let me think about it.
Everyone
You two
else.
start. Yeah, it's just
Everyone else,
nothing
yeah.
really hit. Well, it was hard because it didn't feel like everyone got the same brief. It didn't feel like everyone was trying to accomplish the
Yeah.
same goal of marketing a gay afterlife.
Mm-hmm.
There were
Mhm.
definitely things that made me laugh, but it's like the runway. Like if the laugh doesn't fit the theme, does it
Yeah.
count? I mean, I'd say yes, but
Mhm.
I don't know. I don't know. I just it didn't feel like there were any big performances where it was close at all. But it could
Mm.
have
Agreed.
been the fault of like editing. Like Lux was in the top three, but she had no storyline the whole episode. So as an audience person, I was like, does she deserve this? But then as like a person that knows her and her art, I'm like, well, she probably does deserve it because she's fucking incredible.
Yeah.
I just feel like they didn't
Mhm.
show what she fucking did to
Yeah.
deserve it. You know, it's just weird. It was a weird episode as a viewer.
Oh,
Agreed.
100%. Yes.
Agreed.
But let's hop into the looks. So this is our section where we ate or
Mm,
regurgitate the runway. So the
Before we
category.
start, I have a disclaimer.
yes.
So, shout out to drag.looks for, compiling these screenshots. I tried to take
Mhm.
screenshots myself because the official account is not posting any of the looks, which is crazy to me. So I tried to screenshot it myself. It's 10 seconds. I wasn't able to. So drag looks is the one that really compiled these are not really great pictures, not their fault, not anybody's fault. So if we get confused by any of the looks, we can always look at the Instagram at the girls official, the photos that they post. I could have used
Mhm.
those screenshots, the ones that the girls posted, but I didn't think it would be fair because that's edited, and they definitely tweaked a lot from what we saw in the episode. So I just used the screenshots. So just
Slay.
throwing that out there
Perfect. Thank
as a
you.
disclaimer.
Mhm. Yeah, we credit here,
Except
unlike some channels.
yeah, except Amethyst though. For some
Yeah,
reason, I forgot to. I put the Instagram photo, so
That's okay.
it's a great shoot
But
though. It's worth seeing.
yes. So let's start with Amethyst. What do we think?
oh,
I think it's a great look, primarily because of the fabric. I'm a
Mhm.
stickler for like construction and specifically like structure in a garment. So when I see a bodice like
Mhm.
that, I wish there was like boning in it. You know, I wish I saw the channels. I feel like
Mhm.
specifically it's so Rococo. I guess I just think like Catholic because gold and like her shoot is in heaven.
Mhm.
yeah,
But I'd love to just see a bit more detail to like time period, I guess. But it's gorgeous, and if a thing's pretty, then it's
Right.
pretty, you know.
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah.
She
So is
was
it an 8
giving
or
a
regurgitate?
Ferrero
Oh,
Rocher.
sorry, 8.
Yeah.
Yummy.
Yeah.
8.
Cool.
Okay.
Yum.
Yeah, I liked it too. I think it was definitely an 8 for me. She was giving Ferrero Rocher, um, Cadbury wrapper. I really
Mm.
liked. the gold.
Mhm.
The hair, I like the headpiece. I think it was a good look in my opinion, and it worked out for her towards the end, which we'll talk about. But I
Exactly.
think it was really good.
Mhm. Yeah, it's definitely an 8 for me. I think it's gorgeous. Plus one to everything
Yeah.
you all said. Next we have Anitra. What do we think?
Y'all go first with this one. I need to stare at it for a minute.
Okay, Nita, you go
Um, I
first.
it's um it's kind of almost, I know it's not similar, obviously, but it doesn't give me anything new than what it did like the first week,
I
if
think
that makes
that's
sense. It
fair.
was
Agree.
like
Yeah,
okay,
it's
and then
it's unfortunate that these two outfits came in a row, definitely, because they definitely have the
yeah.
same shapes, and the textures that they use are so similar. But I
Mm-hmm.
mean, just to bounce off that, I think that the construction of it, as I said in the last look, is fucking dope. And that shoe, do you see that heel? Oh my god, that's so pussy.
Yes.
I fucking love it. I love the shapes on it. I think that the sleeves are really great. It's a great use of the fabrics. It's a really stiff vinyl, and that really bunches up well and it catches the
Yeah.
light. The only thing that makes me laugh a bit is the wig. Just like comes off as so natural. Like it's so like it feels like a, I mean it's human hair, so of course, but like it comes off as like
Yeah.
an everyday hairstyle that a person could have. I almost
Yeah.
Yeah.
want something metallic in the hair to kind of have the eye travel from top to bottom, in my
I see.
opinion.
The
And the earrings are a little.
hairstyle, the hairstyle is giving soap opera stepmother. Back in like South
Literally.
Asian movies, TV shows, they have all the stepmothers have hair like that.
It's so real. Yeah, it's just so like matronly. And it looks fucking amazing. Like she looks gorgeous. It's just like I could picture a lot of other looks for like the genre that this look is in. And the earring again,
Mhm.
perhaps I'm stupid, perhaps there's a reference with it. I just don't understand it.
Same.
Anyway,
Yeah. I
I think she
think,
nibbled.
yeah,
Go off.
I agree that this is a nibble. I think for me, I'm not personally a fan of the metallic fabric that everyone, well, you have, when the theme is metallic, you kind of have to use the metallic fabric for
yeah.
most
Yeah.
cases, but I just don't like how it looks. But that's not at fault of and that's not talking about Anitra specifically, that's just talking in general. So I feel like less attached to this runway theme, and I think I'm starting to realize that as we're talking. I kind of
Mm.
agree. It kind of looks similar to last week's runway, but again, we don't know what order the runway is going to be. But at the same time, like the queens also know that going in when they get their looks. But I think it's still really cool. It's definitely a nibble. I like the shoulders, and I like the metallic on her makeup. I think it's really cool. The reflective piece
So
on the under
cool.
eye.
Yeah.
It's a cool way to incorporate the metallic into the eye makeup because I think that's the only one that stuck out to me as incorporating it. I'm sure there'll be others, but like watching the show first time around, that she was the one who stuck out to me with the makeup and incorporating the theme. Yeah, nibble,
Yeah.
nibble. What do you
Mm.
think? Are you an eight regurgitate nibble?
I think it was an 8,
Um,
honestly. I agree with you that the fabric specifically is kind of hard. I just think it's so used in drag right now, and like drag is just like
mhm,
regurgitating itself and self-referencing so much to like a fault.
mhm,
That's not her fault, but I think that like there's no other option to go with on this runway besides this. So of course it's so like
mhm.
homogenized and not exciting when you see 100 other looks on the same episode, you know. But I
Yeah.
on its own, fucking fierce.
Yes. Next we have around my eye.
How about you go first with this one? Because you're a lover, you're a
Okay.
Yeah.
stan,
Yes,
I'm
I
lover.
bestie.
I remember the day that I saw this outfit for the first time. And let me just say that before people come for this look, I
Oh, they're
get
all
it.
mad.
This designer from Thailand has done a lot of different queens looks and they are from on the base level similar because you're making the fire in the metallic hollow. But
Yeah.
Look at auras compared to the other ones that you've seen on the runway or in general on Instagram. There's more added to it. There's a giant ass moon piece that is on top of the base. There's a
Mhm.
like constructed hat. Like, yes, that this is a popular look that we've been seeing a lot lately. We saw it in Canada versus the World too, even recently. We saw it in Jan's AS6 promo. But like, she's elevated it. She's made sure it wasn't just the base. She's added these huge pieces. So I think it's an 8 still, and I love her to death. And I have a picture of myself in this hat, and I'll put it in the video for you to see when I went to Joanne's to help elevate this look.
Yeah.
That's so fierce.
8.
Twink.
No, yeah,
Twink,
I
what do you
totally
think?
agree. Yeah, it's unfortunate that these textures and these shapes have been used a lot recently. I mean, to her knowledge, the most recent one was Jan, obviously. But then it's
Right.
unfortunate that the season right before. So that's not her fault at all. And baseline, it's a really fierce look, and I agree with you. I mean, that headpiece is so cool. The like
Mm.
organic shapes mixed with like the stiff geometry is really special, and I think her presentation on the runway was so fun. And I think it's a
Yeah.
smart move to go with a color too, because everyone else was going to go with
Mhm.
metallics. um,
Right.
I will say my first reaction though definitely was the, oh, this has been done a lot before. But it's not really her fault. It's just unfortunate that
Mhm.
Yeah.
it's kind of how people will react if they are an educated fan of the show, I guess. But I think it's
Mhm.
a eight, an eat. It's a gobble.
Yeah. I like it
Mhm.
too. I think it's an 8 for me. My thing is the runway lights, I think, did the color of the outfit injustice, because the picture that she posted, the color of the green really pops out. Like, it looks really
Mm,
gorgeous. My only critique is like it feels very empty in the bottom half, and I think that's just what Bunny Bee Fly does. Is like the top part is very, that's the designer. They do
yes,
like a
yeah,
very
yeah.
much elaborate thing on the like the top part, and it's much less in the bottom. Like, same with Kendall Jenner, who wore something like this in Canada versus the World. Her leg was also very empty, so I wish
Yeah.
there was like something at the bottom half. It, like, maybe like the shoes were also like, like
That's
the boots,
exactly it.
but green
Yeah,
and metallic.
yeah. It just has to
So
have
that's
something
my,
on the shoe, on the boot, to have it tie together so your eye looks from top to bottom, from the bottom to the top, and it's a look. Otherwise, there's an art piece on half
yeah,
of her that is awesome, but I think that kind of adds a bit to the idea of it's like wearing her, which I don't think it is. But if you are one with the look, if the look isn't just at one part of your being, but instead your whole person, that gives you like an ownership of the garment, in my opinion.
yeah,
Mhm.
definitely.
Right. Slay.
Still
Poor
8
Midu
though.
probably felt like they were being held at gunpoint trying to step around being nice to the critique.
Oh no, 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 no,
No,
no, no, no,
I
no,
like.
no. I think it's good. I I think it's always good to start with the perspective of this person is a person's friend, and we will know a person
Mhm.
that this person knows. So I think it's always good to go in with a kindness. It's Drag Race. It's fucking scary.
Right.
Yeah,
You have like a second to
Right.
plan.
Everyone knows everyone, and I think that's so funny. The internet kind of thinks that drag is such a huge place, but it's the smallest world ever.
No, I know
But
half these
anyway,
girls from Instagram.
yeah. Next, we have Jax. What do we think?
Um, I just think that she took a really smart path with this. It's a different. Okay, I'll say it's not a perfect look. It's not a groundbreaking look, but I prefer something that is a
Mhm.
smart idea, and the textures that she's playing with obviously shows that she's outsmarting the competition in a sense. I love the playing of textures with the tags. I think is really cool, and I wish she had been able to incorporate that
hmm
more. The critiques were all right. We're all correct. It just needs to be dragged up a bit for this TV show, for this platform. And those boots didn't have any business on that look at all. But I think it's really cool and it's
Mhm.
smart. And that makes me, it was exciting to see. Whereas everyone in a lycra dress was like, okay, fierce. You sparkle, nice. This was smart in my opinion.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I really appreciated the use of actual things that are metal and not like a metal fabric, if that makes sense. Like
Hmm.
this was the one piece on the runway that had like the metal arms, like armor, and then the tags, and then the chain, like piece underneath the army pattern jacket. I was really happy to see the actual like word metal be incorporated
Yeah.
into the look.
Yeah,
Definitely. I agree. I don't have much to add on this. I wasn't a fan of the look, but I get it. Like after hearing both of you, yeah, I'm gonna go
Yeah,
with that.
nibble.
That's
Yeah.
yeah,
agreed.
nibble too
Nipple.
for me.
Yeah. Next, we have Lucy
Let me see.
LaDuca.
Okay, tell me if I'm hallucinating, but is that red thing in the third part of the picture her underwear?
Definitely, yeah.
Okay,
Mhm.
just wondering. Um,
Just
I think
wondering.
it's fine.
Shady. Just wondering. Oh, that's her underwear? I was just wondering. Just thought. I just saw it. Please
Oh my
elaborate on the underwear.
gosh.
No, I think it's good. I mean, obviously, like, thank God that the runways were only 10 seconds because when she was walking, I didn't really quite notice the granny underpants that she was wearing. But I like it from like, it's pretty good. I like that she's always tittied, like she's big boobs on. She has like that polished old school aesthetic, I feel like, with like modern. I don't know how to explain it, but
That's
I
true.
like her. I like this. Yeah, I enjoy it.
Fair.
And I think the
Yeah.
big boobs kind of adds to that illusion.
Yeah, I mean, she like knows how to proportionize herself in such a fierce way that it like elevates anything. I mean, to be fair, this is a bit like I think coming from like a non uh, I think casual viewers of drag and drag race would see this and be like, "Oh, it's just a leotard." And yeah, it's basic and
Yeah,
simple, but it's really well done. And I don't think a well done
Right.
basic look should be doxed points because
yeah.
Michelle doesn't like jumpsuits or something. Like it's a really
Mm,
intricate textile, I guess I'd say. Like the,
Mhm.
the the pattern on it is really really cool, and it's just it's a well done look, and the eye travels from top to bottom.
that part.
Yeah, it's not inspirational. It's not like, oh, I'm pissed that I didn't think of that. It's just like, okay, great, that is a good look. Hey,
Yeah,
Right. I agree. This is definitely an eight. And like you said, you travel from head to toe head you travel from head to
Ooh, you
toe, and
see.
I like that the pattern is also incorporated into the legs. And so
Yeah,
you're not
exactly.
bored. Mhm. Eight.
true.
Next we have Lux Noir London. This was incredible, but I'll let y'all go
This was
first.
really good.
Can I go first?
Yes, of
This
course.
wig is insane. It
Mhm.
makes me want to fucking like chew on glass. I'm obsessed with this hairstylist. I forget their name, but they have a bunch of tutorials on YouTube, and that's where I like learned to to style wigs. And that's why my
Oh,
wig looks just like her wig. And that's why we live in Spain right now. The texture, the bounce of it is being used in basically every other garment. If this was next to
mm,
a cotton look, a satin look, like it would pop so much. It would be such a groundbreaking look. I think
yeah,
because it's next to a ton of other gold pieces in this type of fabric, it washes out the specialness a bit for me.
Mhm.
But I think it was the best look of the night for sure. Like the draping on
love
the
it.
front is very cool. I wish I could see it in person, but I think it's a couture type kind of drape. It's really pretty, and I think a high low is exactly what this country needs.
Yeah,
It's so fierce.
I like how
Yes.
it. feels like it's flowing. Like when she was walking, it
Mhm.
looked like she was gliding. Also, probably
Mm-hmm.
because her runway was like 5 seconds, but
It's a run.
it felt like she was really, yeah, like it felt like she was gliding on the street. I really liked it. I think this complements her really well. This was definitely
Yeah.
an 8 for me.
Plus one, definitely an eight. Beautiful,
Yeah.
beautiful presentation, beautiful concept execution. Love it.
What a fucking joy.
Next, next we have Malaysia Baby Doll Fox.
Fucking love her.
I love her hair. This is like a baby doll classic, I guess, with the horns. Love her
Really?
hair. Oh.
No, 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 that wasn't shade. That was genuine. Sorry. God. Bring back being mean. No, no, I was just genuinely curious because it's a it's a quandary I quandered. The look, I'll start, I
Ooh.
guess. It feels unfinished. I know what she's trying to do,
Yeah.
the blondes,
Mm-hmm.
mos mos oh, especially can't say that today, huh? Moschino, trying to create corsetry and shape and garment with
Yeah.
hardware, jewelry, and I just feel like whoever made this um, didn't really get the garment part. It felt like chains were put on and it's done. Whereas if you really want to bedazzle a gown in chains and hardware, contour with the body. And if you're going to do a drape, I'd love it to be symmetrical and flattering. And unfortunately, it was empty on the back, which is a cardinal sin in my opinion.
Yeah.
But she's so gorgeous, and I love her drag. I love what she not stands for. I just love who she is. I think she's really fucking cool and an important facet for the show. I just feel like this look was thrown together a bit. And perhaps it was. I mean, they have like a fucking week to make 1,000 looks and then go on TV. So if it was
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
literally boo fucking who, it's terrifying. Like we should just be happy there's a look on the runway. That's how I feel sometimes. So
Yeah.
Right.
yeah, my opinion. 8. No,
Also,
sorry, not
like
8.
Twink,
Starving. What's the word for
Regurgitate.
nibble
8 or
or
no,
regurgitate.
no, no. What's the opposite of 8 in
Regur-
your
Regurgitate.
your
regurgitate.
oh, it is. Oh, sorry. I said no, 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 no. What is it? Stop lying to me, Amanda. Regurgitate. I'm sorry.
I know. You know me, I'm a liar.
Also, Twink, when I say I like the hair, uh, I don't mean I like the look. I'm just saying like I like the style that she has for this week.
Hater.
It's like a
Yeah.
signature style. The look itself, again, like you said, I'm not a fan. I don't. I love her. I love her a lot. I think this idea is a bit um, half done. It's
Unfortunately.
unbaked. It's still
Mm,
being cooking. It's uncooked. So I would have liked to see a little bit more worked
understand.
on. But yeah, it's and unfortunately a regurgitate for me as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't have too much else to add. I agree with y'all. I think it is a regurgitate. I would have liked to see maybe some more chains. I understand that it was kind of made to help proportionize, but I think dragging some more pieces down towards the bottom third of the look could have helped save it a bit more. But yeah, I love Malaysia, so
Because it is
slay.
metallic, like the runway is called metallic. Go all out.
Yeah.
Just
Mm-hmm.
fully chains.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right. Moving on, we have Marsha, Marsha, Marsha.
Marcia.
Marcia, I like Marcia.
I do
Can I
too. I
start?
Yeah, go. Go, go, go. Sorry.
Um, okay. I like this. I like that everybody went like, metal and everything, but she went with rusted metal. I think it's a unique perspective that um it just it's still metallic, but it's, all rusted, all crunchy metallic. I think it's very much her aesthetic, like the simplistic style of it all. The
Mhm.
makeup again, they did say like bigger makeup, but I get it. That's just who she is. I enjoyed it. I think the rusted part, just thinking outside of the box, is what I really connected to. I think this was a really good look for me. I liked it. That was a lot of words to just say I liked it. That Just
No.
said a
That was
lot of
good.
thing but said nothing.
You host a podcast, babe. What it's like, it's kind of the memo.
Yeah.
I'll go. I guess I really respect her a lot because she creates her own garments, and I am in the camp
Mhm.
that I give a bit more. Um, I'm more impressed when the garment is made by the person. I know not everybody
Mhm.
agrees with that, and of course, I'm biased. Um, I love her a lot. I agree that this is a bit simple, very minimal. I would encourage people to not think minimalism in drag is bad. I don't know if that's what people are saying, but I just think that there's a really like unnuanced conversation going on right now where like she isn't drag enough. I think for the TV show and for what the judges
Yeah.
explicitly told her, yeah, valid. But in real life, I know tons of people that want to be more soft, want to, be realness, I guess. That sounded so stupid when I said it, huh? But
Yeah.
I think that she represents that in a really smart way. Like she isn't doing
Yeah.
small minimalism for a lack of ability to turn looks. I think that she's doing it in a purposeful way. All that being said, just put on a little more eye makeup. Like that's what it is. Just put
Yeah.
on some fucking eyeshadow here, just like a dark brown in the crease. Because
Mhm.
the face was gorgeous, but it did look like she just had on eyeliner. And that's fierce in a shoot, but you're on
That's true.
stage. I mean, I'm not telling her anything she doesn't know or hasn't comprehended, but
Hmm.
I just think that like for the TV show, make them happy, toss on a big lash, I think it looks fucking cute
Right.
though.
Agree.
I think that she could be getting away with a bit much because she is like thin and white, but like that's a
Yeah.
conversation I think that is
Definitely.
definitely to be had with queens everywhere, but like her specifically. But it's an 8 for me. I think she's fierce. I like her.
Definitely.
Yeah. This was a nibble for me. It was cute, nice concept, but I kind of forgot about it in the grand scheme of 15 queens. There were just so many people that it
Yeah.
was kind of at the back of my mind, but I also agree. It's interesting as a theater kid that she's not putting more makeup on with the knowledge that you have with a BFA about, having to put makeup on for the and expressions for the person in the very back row.
Yeah.
Um,
That's true.
so I hope to see more
That's
makeup
smart.
as well.
So you're saying that she's a horrible drag queen, you don't like her, she should
That's what I
Stop
heard.
putting
is that what
words in my mouth, Nido. You do this every
Let me
episode.
just DM her right
One
now.
day,
She's really hurt.
Yeah, let's I'm
Oh,
gonna do that too.
yeah, she's gonna cry, and it's all my
we have her on the
fault
line.
because Nido lied to me.
I do just have to bring up real quick. The shoe is a little insane to me. It's like a flat boot. There's a teeny
Oh
bit of kitten
yeah.
heel. And if we're gonna harass
Mm,
Mistress about her cunty kitten heels, we've gotta
Yeah.
harass
mhm,
Which
the
was really
teeny
thought
teeny
out.
twink. Yeah, exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. It
mhm.
looked amazing. It worked with the outfit. We should harass the
Yeah.
twinks that do the same thing.
Exactly.
That like
I
have
Right,
agree.
all of the resources to to wear the heels. It's
right,
goofy.
right.
I mean,
It
it
is
looks
so
good. It
silly
looks
to
good.
me.
But let's
Yes.
bully her. Hey, Marsha,
Yeah. Everybody use hashtag harass the twink.
harass
Eh,
the
We're
twinks.
That's
gonna get we're gonna get canceled. Oh my gosh.
Oh my god.
But speaking of Mistress, next we have
Ah,
Mistress Isabel Brooks.
this is my
Hun.
RuPaul, and I'm
I
going to
love it.
speak on it. It's so fucking good. Okay, well, this is my least favorite look that she's had, TBH, but it's still great. I just wish
it is.
the chain that she's holding was the chain that tied the dress together. Um, and a
Ooh.
similar critique that we had with Aura, I just wish the bottom half had something going on. I think this is a thing that boots could have come
Hmm.
into play. I don't know, but the top half is so fierce. I just don't know how she paints like that. I don't know how she paints so perfectly. It's insane. Like there's
That's
nothing wrong
true.
with her. She's a perfect
Yes.
drag queen.
Yeah. Also, is
Agreed.
Mistress tall? Is she tall or is she ginger? Like ginger minch height?
Oh, I was like tall or ginger. There's only two genders, tall and ginger.
Yeah.
I think she's tall, right?
She's
But she could
tall?
Yeah,
just
that's
like
a
Because the thing is,
proportionize.
yeah, because I feel like if she wore like a boot, she would look short. Like it's giving ginger minge.
No, you're right. That is very valid. I just want something else going on. I just feel
Yeah, I get that. I agree with that.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely.
like even just like a ruffle on the back of the heel, like a
Mm,
cowboy spur. I don't know. I mean, these are just really specific design things, but I think that there's just
yeah.
one more element because she's holding that big ass chain. If she wasn't holding that
Right.
chain, I'd be like, great. But because the chain doesn't match the other chain in such a drastic way,
Yeah.
it pauses me a little bit.
Like it's a
Yeah.
shoe, but it goes up like the leg in chains. That would have been cool. Like it wraps
Yeah.
around her leg. I don't know. It's something. Chains.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it
Yeah,
was like a
this is an 8
purse
for
and not a big
me.
chain. Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Gobble.
Slay.
Nibbled.
Oh,
She
so
nibbled.
we're a hater.
Next we have
Ooh.
Princess Poppy.
Speaking of being a hater.
Who?
Come on,
Amanda,
Katy
you go
Perry.
first. Why should
Yeah,
we go
yeah.
first?
Go first, Amanda.
Positive note. It reminds me of Katy Perry. And like
Oh
my
no,
favorite Katy
no.
I
Perry
love that
era.
Republican.
Yeah,
Oh,
we don't like
um,
Katy Perry's actions now, but you know, back when I was
yeah.
like 10 and I didn't know any better, and she had the cool blue
No, how
hair,
dare
I
you?
was like, no choice but to stay.
I'm gonna say it. I give myself a permission to stand one problematic person, and that for me is Katy Perry. So I don't have shame in admitting that I am in fact a kitty cat, and she has
Mhm.
she's I choose to ignore some of the things that she's done, and that sounds ignorant. Which if that it is, it is. And with that being said, Amanda, this is not something Katy Perry would wear. But
Yeah,
you
how
know,
dare you?
I know,
Don't
how
talk about
dare
Katy Perry
I.
like that. I thought you loved her. Why would you compare her?
Oh my god. Well, okay, listen. I think this look would slap at a performance at a bar when you are
mm,
bootsing the houses down.
Would she be
Um,
bootsing the houses down in this?
no, we saw the lip sync performance. We know that's not the case. With
I just think
yeah,
love.
it's the I think the context of what happened with the outfit is important, where she had a designer working on a different garment, and then it didn't come
oh, okay, I
through,
didn't know
and then
that.
she just bought this from a site. So this was a backup, and apparently
Oh,
she brought a backup for every runway, which is very commendable. However, if
oh,
they were like this,
yeah.
not very commendable. But
So we're
I
regurgitate
can
for
like,
me.
yeah, I mean, it's very obvious why it's not slaying. I don't think we need to
Yeah.
delve, but I mean, even down to the
Yeah, we
makeup,
could.
it's just, what happened to necklaces? What happened to necklaces and bracelets? Not to
Yeah.
be an old pageant queen, but I mean,
right?
the pads and the corsets, first of all, not to be a fucking hater, but just
Yeah.
put on a corset, especially if you're a twink. Don't be like,
Mhm.
oh, well, I just look great without it. No, you don't. Put on a fucking corset. I, I think because
Okay.
I was raised in
You're
the like,
saying what I wish I could say, but I would get read to filth if I
well,
did, so
because I'm
thank
not
you. Because
like
they're like, women speaking?
literally, no, exactly. And because I'm like a TikToker Gen Z, me saying that, it's like, oh, very, very old school drag. I don't know. I think because I was raised on the Violet Chachki era of drag, where it's like you need
Mhm.
to be in pain and it needs to hurt and it needs to like it needs to emulate fierceness. Oh, what a
Yeah.
stupid sentence I just said. I've never left the house in a drag look. Period. No. I always wear corsets, is what I'm trying to say. And I just think because I
Yeah.
do it, everyone else should. And that's how the world works. I'm very mature.
Yeah.
It's like those,
Yeah.
quick tangent, it's like those Amazon corsets. Like when that TikTok trend came around of the like, you'll bring the
Oh,
corsets, I'll bring the cinches, no one wants to waste all the 9 inches.
yeah.
Everybody's doing that with Amazon corsets that don't cinch. It's
Mm.
those are for like structure within gowns. A cinching corset is a very different contraption. And so everybody's like, look at me, I'm so snatched. Like, it's adding mass to your waist. Which if you're going for that, totally fine. But if you're going for a cinched waist and you show me an Amazon corset, I will bully you. Like, just don't do it.
Period.
Don't
Let me
do
pull down
it.
my
Don't
lace.
do
Yeah.
it.
Don't do it.
Don't do it.
So we all love
Next.
this look. Is that what we're trying to say?
Yeah, I think that she Princess popped her. Nope, I hated it. Pussy.
Oh my god. As the Miss Congeniality of Twitter, I will just nod.
Exactly.
Next we
Oh,
have
wow.
Robin Fierce. I love Robin Fierce. Just want to put that out there. I love her.
Yeah.
Her face is just.
Yeah, I think that
I like
she
it.
is the face of the season. I think that she deserves a lot more attention for how fucking beautiful she is. Like, I haven't seen people freaking out the way I thought they would be. Like, every time I see her on screen, it is like a genuine reaction that I like want to find out how to do that to me. I don't think I will.
Yes.
So
I
pretty.
think this is beautiful. I don't know what to
This,
say other than it's beautiful.
I like it. What do you think, Twink? Trash?
Yeah, I enjoy it a lot. I think it's objectively gorgeous. I think it is a how do I phrase it? I think it's I think her style is reflecting very heavily in all of her looks, where they've been from the same collection almost. And that's absolutely not a bad thing. It can be a good thing. I think for me personally,
Yeah.
I want to see a bit more dynamic pulling of references, I guess, is my baseline. She looks so gorgeous and this hair is beautiful. It's a good look. It's not like shocking, but that wasn't asked of her. So my critique doesn't really matter, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But it's an 8 for me.
I like how the hoop thing goes in the hair.
Totally.
I like the hair. And
on her
I like the
face.
boots. Such a beautiful face.
Next we have Selena Estides. This was a choice.
I'll start. I think that is it a good look? No. Is it really exciting and cool? And as an audience member, makes me want to interact with her and tip her. Yeah, I love her.
Yes.
And this is like nobody else
Yeah.
would do this. It's so stupid, and I love when drag is stupid.
Yeah.
This wig
Me
is
too.
like not good. Like, it's like really insane to me. Just the concept is f***ing insane. I like stupid drag though. I think it's an 8.
I agree, and I think she's supposed to be like a street lamp, which I didn't realize until just now. Like, I'm looking at it, I'm like, oh, that's a lamp. So I do think it could have been a little clearer, but I get it. I think it's camp, like that, route that she's going for. I like it. It's funny, and I think that was her intention. So yeah,
I enjoy it.
think nibbled. Yeah, I enjoy. Yeah.
Yeah, I enjoy it. I think it's cute and funny. It's so silly goofy, so it's an 8 for me.
Silly goofy.
Amen.
Next we have Sasha Colby. What do we think?
I mean, there's no competition, right? Like,
So
I mean, no, that's like I meant with this look specifically.
Yeah.
I guess I did say Lux had the best look. I guess I got to take that back. This just the movement in it, the construction of it. Oh, it's so hot, and it's a drag staple done in an intriguing way, which is really hard to do. And I think that Sasha Colby is the person to do that.
She looks like a beautiful metallic chicken. I love it.
Yes. 8.
So yummy.
Next we have Spice. The robot dog was so funny. I loved it.
I fucking agree.
I also love the hair.
Their hair game is next level. I mean, it's beautiful. I think it was smart too to like do a character. I mean, it works so well with their their drag. They're
Right.
really, really smart. And I don't think they get enough credit for the amount of thought that goes into their drag. They have a really
Agree.
unique perspective.
It's very well referenced.
Yeah. And it's
Agree.
simple, but from a construction standpoint, that is a well-made garment. That is an expensive skirt and bra, crop top.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Very
Wow. Yeah, I
futuristic.
like it.
It's
It's an 8.
Judy Jetson. I love it.
I love the, not to go back on the hair, but I really like I know from the first episode I immediately knew that their entrance look, not entrance look, was it a runway? They had the similar spikes. I was like, OMG, Misty G wigs. And
Oh,
like
sure.
I love that style, like that I found through Misty, and like to see it continue on the runway with Spice's aesthetic, it just makes me happy. I love it so much.
Totally. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's so real.
Yes.
Oh,
Eight.
Ooh,
Eight. Eight.
yeah,
sugar.
8.
Sugar. Oh
Sugar.
my god, it's a
Oh,
devour. Oh my god, I can't physically this is so I love sugar.
the understanding to drop that pant leg below the shoe is like so
Uh-uh.
cunty. I mean, just the peekaboo of the stomach that isn't a crop. It's more like a crescent, and it is delightful, really fucking beautiful, and the hair is perfect. They're really good drag queens.
This is
Yeah, for sure.
scrumptiddlyumptious. I live.
I like it. I think it's really good. I like them. That's what I was gonna say. So yeah, pretty cute.
All right.
Yes.
I believe you.
So
Look at
No,
you
I like
excited.
it. It sounds really.
So good. I'm kidding.
mhm. So
Listen, I
there
like
was
Spice more because Spice followed me on Twitter. That's all I gotta say.
I
Now,
get that.
Sugar, follow me so I can,
God,
like you
haters.
even more. That's
Nina will have like a legendary queen come on her, like a legendary queen will come on their space, and then they'll be like, "You're not following me. Why aren't you following me?" I'm like, they just got here." It's
no, I
I
don't
could
say that. I
never.
said, "Why do you hate me?" That's what I
Oh,
say. I always
that's a
yeah,
say,
good question.
yeah.
And
I
yeah.
always be
what's the
like, "Why do
answer
you hate me?"
usually?
And they're like, "No." They always say, "Oh no, I don't hate you." And then I'm like, "Okay,
Why
then
would they
why didn't you,
lie?
haven't you followed me?" And then they're like, "Oh,
Exactly.
I'm doing it now." And then I become friends with them.
Mm.
Wow.
We love to,
A strategy to it,
yeah.
huh?
So, Twink, who is your favorite look and your least favorite look of this runway?
Yeah, my favorite was Sasha. My least favorite was Poppy. Pretty cut and dry,
Cool,
I think.
cool.
Same.
Yes.
I
What
agree.
about you,
I
Mido?
liked Sasha a lot. I didn't like Poppy Love's look. I think Poppy Love's
Mm.
look was kind of not good. So
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
yeah.
I think my favorite was Sugar and my least favorite was Poppy.
Totally
Not to be
Hmm.
fair.
controversial out
Not
there.
bad. Yeah.
Poppy.
And our Maxi Challenge winner was Sasha Colby. We all agreed that this was a well-deserved win, right?
Oh yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, it's unfortunate that like Sasha's episode was on a challenge that didn't feel consequential to the season. Like it doesn't feel like when people talk
Mm.
about iconic, well, I think her bits were great. I think when people think about iconic challenges to win, it's not like I'm going to go in and win the scripted improv
Yeah.
challenge, episode 3. It's like it's not the one. But do I think that Sasha has other wins coming up? Like, duh. So she'll
Oh
have
yeah.
other moments to shine on top
Yeah.
of this moment to shine.
Oh,
Right, right.
definitely.
Yeah.
hmm So the Maxi Challenge prize was $5,000, and the bottom two, what? You went,
Her name is Princess Poppy, not Poppy Love.
I
did I say
I
was
Poppy
called her
Love?
wondering
Poppy
what.
Love.
No, no, no. You didn't. Someone else did. I don't think I did though.
I was calling her Poppy Love. I was.
I was confused. I was like, "Who is Poppy Love?"
um, yeah. The bottom two were Amethyst and Princess Poppy. What are our thoughts on the lip sync,
I
on the
don't remember
placement?
anybody else, honestly. Like, I agree with it because everybody else was just forgettable. Might as well put Amethyst and Poppy in the bottom, I guess.
I unfortunately agree
Mhm.
with you. Yeah, it didn't feel like there were any big standouts besides Sasha.
Mhm.
Um, yeah, I thought that the lip sync was. Oh wait, have we gotten there yet? Sorry, I can wait till we.
Oh yeah, no, we can talk about the lip sync. Yeah, we can talk about the lip
Okay,
sync.
yeah, I thought that the lip sync was. I just don't know why production from an audience standpoint wouldn't want to highlight the queens in a wouldn't want to give them an opportunity to do well, because either way one person's going home and it doesn't feel like
Yeah,
production has very high stakes in either of these artists. So to give them a song like this, it feels like they're just sort of go do it and we'll see what happens,
yeah,
or we could give them something
Mhm.
quirky and stupid, and I think it would be a good moment. So I don't understand why production did that. I understand why production wants to make people
yeah,
look bad for TV. Like, haha, it's funny. I get it. Um, that's my opinion. I just think that the girls were not
like
equipped for this song.
agree. 2 episodes in a row, we've had kind of slow tempo-ish songs.
Yeah, poor
Eh,
Amethyst.
And I mean, I love a slower song, but I feel like first few episodes it has to be like high energy. Like we gotta
Mhm.
pump it up. So I wish this was like a much faster like fun song, but it is what it is. But I will say, I think Amethyst won this hands down. The hair, the cape, it really worked
Yeah,
for her. It's a Diana Ross song. Going campy, RuPaul doesn't like it, and at this point, everybody knows that RuPaul loves Diana Ross. So
yeah,
going the campy route, it didn't work for Poppy Love. I don't think it worked for her. So yeah,
Mhm.
I agree.
Yeah.
Amethyst won this for me.
Yeah, I kind of want to. Like, I agree with everything y'all said. The only thing I'm gonna add on my personal note is Amethyst and Poppy were the two people I could not tell the difference between in the premiere, and then having
Yeah.
them lip sync, I was also struggling a little bit.
Oh
Sounds really mean,
No, no,
but
no, no. That's your perspective
they
as a
just kind of
viewer. That's fair.
they're very similar like aesthetics, and so, or at least
wow,
from what I got to
that is
see from
so
the
mean.
first premiere. And shut up, um, but you know, it was interesting to see them both in the bottom. Yeah. So the person eliminated was Princess Poppy, and I feel like we kind of all come to the same consensus because of just the strategic choices Poppy made and how that would affect RuPaul's decision. Just going campy on something that RuPaul's so passionate
Yeah,
about doesn't
yeah.
make.
But her going to the like queens in the back, more queens should do that. More
Yeah,
girls
I think that
should
was
do that.
cool.
Interact with like the girls. Yeah,
Exactly, and I feel
Hmm.
like if they had decided that they wanted to present that as funny, all they had to do was put a laugh track behind it. Because the
right.
Right.
girls were interacting with her and seemed to be having a good time from the very small shots that they showed. Like, I feel like
Yeah,
as a drag queen that isn't a dancer, you go into a lip sync and think, okay, what is my shtick? How can I not rely on something, but how can I like outsmart this? And
yeah,
unfortunately,
Hmm.
RuPaul kind of decides on a day by day basis if she thinks comedy is okay or not on her show. you know I just
Yes.
think she doesn't really have a
Um,
through line of like what she thinks is good. Some queens it's fine,
yeah.
some queens she is like so mad and it's so funny.
yeah.
It's like, oh my god, just kick her off.
Yes. But
Did you all see the
who
tweet that Princess Poppy made about COVID
all the
tests?
COVID tests?
Yeah,
Yes.
that was interesting. That was an interesting tweet to make. But yeah. Anyways, Amanda, you were saying I just had to bring it up.
Yeah, I'm like,
Yeah,
do I
Amanda.
say something or do I move
Oh
on?
no, just
Well, I
move
think
on.
I'm
the
gonna
like
move
cut and
on.
dry reaction to it is like obviously that is wrong. I think it's like she told the story in a jokey way in a club, probably drunk.
Hmm.
So it's probably the context of how she thought it would be taken is a bit different. And
Yeah,
if she was elaborating on a story for comedic effect, perhaps that's what's going on. But the story
yeah.
sh- she told was definitely an unsafe situation, in my opinion.
Mhm.
Oh, also it was so funny because when she tweeted, like she was explaining what she said, but she deleted all the other tweets that was providing context. So she only kept
Oh,
that one tweet, which is which is what going on around like Twitter, which makes her
sure.
look really bad. But then everything else, like the context of it, she deleted it, and I was like, why? Why keep
Hmm.
that one and then entire thing you delete it? It was crazy.
Mm. Mhm.
It's just weird. Just delete
Anyway,
it. People will
yeah.
forget about it after a while.
So, Nidu and I have said so many times who our top four is on our podcast, but we want to know who your top four is in your professional opinion.
Okay, my professional opinion as a fan and as um, a diva, I would say Mistress, Sasha, Lux, Anitra. I would say. I think that those are the most equipped for Drag Race for what is being asked of them, and
Yeah.
they all seem like really cool people too. Like those are all people that like I would want to talk to, you know.
Yeah,
I
definitely.
say that because it feels like the ability to be like personable is such an important factor in the job, you know.
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
Shady question. Who do you think will go home next?
Who do I think will go home next? Oh God, there's so many people. I literally, I will say a person, but I genuinely need to think because I can't remember the boogers. Just kidding. Um,
Oh.
I think Amethyst just is a really easy one to
Oh.
say. I mean, she's been in the bottom. Poor
Mhm.
fucking girl. Imagine going into now
Yeah.
week 4, I guess technically, it being in the bottom every single episode. Like, what the am I doing? It also must give you some levity though, to almost like not have the pressure on you. It's like just as long as I do passable, it's the best I've ever done on TV, and they will applaud me for it. You know, I really like her too. I think she's great in the Talking Heads. But yeah, I would say Amethyst. Um, yeah, that's my answer. Y'all, what do you think?
Amethyst.
Yeah, Amethyst.
Yeah,
Yeah, Amethyst. I'm
but I
gonna
think
go
that
with her, but I love her.
Well, thank you so much, Twink Trash, for coming to the podcast and chatting with
Yes,
us.
we love you. So
thank you
it
both
was
so
really
much. I
like,
love being able to like talk to people and like be goofy and dumb because, like I said, like my existence online is so dependent on like I'm an influencer and I'm a content creator, but I don't get my I, I have a very specific niche and I stick to it
Mhm.
and I don't get to have like fun that much. So thank you. This was so much fun. And I love both of your content creation. I love what you're doing
oh,
for the
thank
space
you.
of drag. And I love the I love now that we have faces of content creators within a fan space of drag that are understanding of the concept of like production and the drag queens are working really hard for this and it sucks sometimes. So I think that
Yeah.
you both are really helpful in turning the perspective of fans, and it's really important. So thank you both.
Thank you.
Of
Oh,
course, we're just
thank
so happy to
you.
have you.
Oh my god.
Can
That
you
means a lot,
tell the
guys.
people where they can find you if they're
Yeah.
not
Totally, yeah. So
already?
I'm on Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter at Twink Trash. Basically, what I'm working on right now is I'm constructing art installations, art for the sake of art. My next big project is coming out within the next month, under a month. I have it all scheduled. I
Excited.
have a lot
Yay!
of models I'm working with, and I'm also working on a recital alongside it that is further exploring the themes of the
Ooh.
garment through music, through German,
Yeah.
French, and English. So that's kind of what I'm working on right now.
I
And
love
yeah,
that.
thank you, thank you.
You are really talented. Like you do, your opera,
Yeah,
opera.
yeah, thank you. Yeah, I mean, it's so funny. Let me pull my lace down when I talk about something serious. It's so funny to be like, I was talking before in the podcast about like being put in a box of an archetype for a show that I am not on. And it's
Yeah.
Mhm.
funny to be labeled as a look queen, as an Instagram TikTok girl when like I've been performing professionally for 12 years at like the top opera companies in the
Wow.
world. Like I have a degree in performance from one of the
Wow.
the top two program in the world. Not to be uh,
Yeah.
like gauche about it, but it's frustrating. I guess
Yeah.
I turned that into something not positive. Sorry, but so thank you because
Yeah.
it's I'm just trying to like present everything that I am online, which is a lot, and I don't get to too much. So this is fun.
Yeah. We wanted to give a special shout out to our national press tier of our Patreons. So shout out to
Starlight.
thank you so much, Starlight, for being our national press tier. If you want to be in our national press tier and get a shout out at the end of our podcast, be sure to go to Patreon and of our 3 tiers, select the national press. But thank you all to our Patreons. If you want to support us, link will be in the description or pinned to our tweet if you're just listening to our voices. Bye.
Yay, bye.
Bye.